Hi, I'm Jay. I'm someone who's been trying to develop his own game, and I want other people to start making their games. So I created this YouTube channel, and I started posting my progress. But then I realized I never actually talked about how to make games. So in this series, I try to cover how to make games completely. But before getting into the video, I should say you might have some doubts about me, because people want to see a proof, and I'm someone who's just started to make his own game and it is not released yet. It is your choice. There is no evidence that you can't learn something from someone who's not successful yet. I will be successful. I have faith in this. That's why I'm trying to teach people how to start making their own games. And enough chit chat, let's dive into it.
You've been lost and alone in the city lights, I know, but I will guide you
If I'm teaching people how to make their own games, I want to do it properly. In this video, we will talk about something important you have to set before you start developing your game. And this is the mindset. Even I'm always saying that making games aren't hard, or I made my first game without having any issues, or big issues, it is hard to make games. So what kind of paradox is this? Is it hard or easy? It actually depends on how you describe it. If I ask it to ChatGPT to give me some definitions about the word difficult, it gives me this: requiring a lot of effort, skill, or patience to accomplish, complicated, intricate, or hard to comprehend, involving discomfort, inconvenience, or hardship, requiring courage, determination, or perseverance to overcome, challenging to deal with or manage. Let's take a look at what we want to do in this perspective. Game development requires a lot of effort and patience. Have you ever wondered why we use development instead of making? Because you don't make games. You make a shitty prototype and develop it until it becomes a game. And that is a really long process. About time, we can say it is a difficult thing. It also requires skill too, but not having this skill doesn't mean you can't learn it. Game development is complicated, intricate, and hard to comprehend. But sometimes, not every feature you want to add to a game must include thousands of lines of code. The game engines are automating most of the process. So sometimes you just spend 5 minutes to develop a feature. But to be honest, sometimes it becomes so complicated to understand, and your brain just stops. In times like this, you should work on something else, maybe another feature to add, or maybe on law. You'll be fine after giving your brain some time to rest. Game development involves discomfort, inconvenience, and hardship. This is an engineering discipline, and engineering is nearly all about solving problems. You will encounter a lot of bugs. While trying to solve them, it is unavoidable for you to become frustrated. Or maybe you will talk about finding ideas and lose your vision of how you will end the game. That's pretty normal. Every one of us having this kind of experience. To overcome this, I only suggest you to be consistent. Just don't quit. Ask people for their help. Game developers are awesome. If you hop into a Discord server or post it online, you will definitely get help. Game development requires courage, determination, and perseverance to overcome. This is an uncertain process. You just have a dream to achieve and start doing some stuff. That requires a lot of courage. And if you watched the video so far, you have it. You are searching to achieve that dream. You are a dedicated person to your dreams. And if you can get the perseverance, there is no reason you to be unsuccessful. And it is probably one of the most important points about game developing, maintaining the perseverance until the end. This is my opinion, but If you really want to make something, you don't quit until the end. But if you want a trick, I should say, post your progress. Like me, the positive comments and constructive criticism gives you a big motivation to hold off. And I think I don't have to explain the last definition, because it is obvious that it is a lot challenging to deal with and manage. So, after draining all of your energy and hope, let's build it up again. Does all of that definitions make game development hard or difficult? It just depends what you think. Until now, you've probably heard it a lot of times. Game development is hard. You can't make a game that easily. It is a team job. Whatever. Have you ever tried it? Like literally opened the game engine up and started making a game? If you did, that is awesome, because you broke the first wall. If you didn't, that's also good, because you don't have an exact opinion about how hard or easy it is. If I share my own opinion, I'm actually surprised about how people were holding me back. It was just the wall. If you can break it and start messing with some things, you will realize that it is actually not that hard. Or will you? It is a profession, includes a lot of logic and math. If you don't know what hypotenuse is, of course you will have a hard time about directing an object or throwing it through a direction. But luckily, there is no such thing as math is hard. Math is just like a building. Without building the first floor, you can't build the second. If you dedicate yourself to developing the game, you will eventually learn all the basic information to build a game. And also, I'm not a mathematician or a physics professor. I also didn't know how to use these things, but I learned them. Game development has two phases. Develop your game, simultaneously developing yourself. It is in the nature of the process. Until here, I tried to mention about the process honestly, while not trying to make you feel desperate. Because it is about how you feel. If you feel desperate, there won't be any game. If you think that it is easy, you will have hope about finishing it eventually. Determining something as hard or difficult puts obstacles to your way. This is not my opinion, this is the truth. Finding something hard without trying never helps you, because it doesn't matter, it might be hard or easy. Without doing anything, nothing good will eventually come up. If you really want to make your game, just make a research about it, and limit that research. After determining which engine you will use, just download it and start making your game. How? There is a concept in programming. It is called split and conquer. Every code on the planet Earth has been written with this concept. Firstly, you need a big hard project. In our situation, this is our game. Then you split it into little easy parts. Let's say that you're building an FPS game. What are the components? We will see through the person's eyes. We will use guns to win the game. There will be a map which we spawn on different sides. Then the match begins, and the team have most kills wins the game. See, we split it into pieces. Then the concurring part comes in. You will start building this, one part after another. And in the end, you will have a game. Still seems hard? Let me share my progress to you. I didn't know anything about developing a game, but after spending a lot of time on it, I made it. Didn't I encounter bugs? I did. But I kept going on, and now I have a solid thing which I can show you as my game. To sum up everything, I will say some sentences you will benefit memorizing. 1. Game development is not just about developing a game, it also develops a developer. 2. There is no point of determining something hard without even trying it. It just puts obstacles on your way. 3. If you really want to make something, you spend time on it, and a good game has been made in hours. And lastly, I suggest you to change your mindset before starting your project. I hope this stupid words of mine would help you and kickstart your project. And if you don't want to miss other videos, keep in touch. See you soon.